We've got the clash of the seasons that are going to be underway with a lot of cold up north and a lot of warmth across parts of the south and a little bit of everything that's going to be in between. So this is our next big system that we're going to be watching. Dr. Postel and Alex are going to talk a little bit more about the impacts here into the Northeast. I'm going to focus in on what's going to be happening more across the Midwestern areas. And as Posey was earlier telling us that, you know, we've got this Clipper type system right now that's bringing the snowy conditions across the Great Lakes here for today. While it's pretty mild in places like Kansas City, St. Louis, 72 today, and even Cincinnati. But when we have our jet stream that flows in this kind of a direction, kind of a flat line across the regions, there can be a really stark contrast between the haves and the have-nots, and it tends to drive some frequent quick-moving systems across the region. So tomorrow is going to be kind of our break in between systems, and then Wednesday, things are going to get a lot more interesting. Travel could be treacherous at times along the Interstate 80 corridor. We're talking from Des Moines over towards the Quad Cities, through northern Illinois into Indiana, while areas south of there will see the rain. We'll get some snow on the northern tier, places like Minneapolis and over towards Milwaukee. So timing things out as we go through your Wednesday morning, that moisture is going to be coming in from the south and working its way up towards central Iowa. Chicago may end up with a little bit of an icy or wintry mix, at least in the suburbs on Wednesday night, and then gradually lifting out of there by your Thursday. Notice snowy side of things from the Arrowhead of Minnesota through the UP of Michigan. Detroit may have an icy start here on your Thursday morning, and then just rain along Interstate 70 in areas down towards the south. So not a super strong system with feet of snow or anything like that, Alex and Dr. Postel, but this is going to be a big impact in terms of travel. A little bit later, and I've been checking on the air travel conditions, and overall, at least when it comes to fog, not seeing any issues. Certainly no delays at the airports right now. A lot of times when you have really dense fog, you can get out of the airports. You can take off no problem. It's the landing that tends to be a little bit more of an issue, but looks like things are arriving and departing on time. Visibility has improved since earlier this morning, but there's still a couple of spots where the fog still is thick. So you can see that into parts of Mississippi, down into parts of Louisiana as well. Now, the fog is going to hang on longer into the Carolinas and into the Georgia coastal areas more than anything else. Look at that. We still have zero visibility there in Beaufort, up towards Hatteras, about a quarter of a mile visibility. So places like Charleston, you're going to be under that alert now until 3 o'clock into the afternoon. This should lift out a little bit closer towards the noon hour, I think. We're seeing that along the I-4 corridor. So notice that although the airports might be okay, the roads may not be okay. And visibility can really be variable from place to place depending on elevation and other factors like influenced by water. And so just give yourself extra time to get where you need to go. So all the yellow places there is where the fog advisories have been extended. They were supposed to expire at the top of the hour, but now they're going a little bit later. So here's a look at what we typically will see when we have fog that is dense across an area. We can get a lot of crashes. Unfortunately, they can also lead to injuries and sometimes even worse than that, right? Now, as for the Midwest, we've got our Clipper system that's moving across here. No big delays at the airports across the region here either. You can see the snowfall that we've had, though, on the ground. So when things are covered and things are staying cold, those areas could still be problematic along I-90 and along I-94. Alex?
Well, some happy, some not. But as Dr. Postel likes to say, we can't do anything about it, so we just got to deal with it, right?
That's exactly right. And who are you going to trust? You know, a groundhog, a rodent, or a meteorologist like Alex Wallace over there?
Or like Jacqui Jeras, right? Well, let's talk to you about what we do have in store. And there is going to be still some chill out there, no question about it. They're across the northern tier in particular. Southern tier, though, Jacqui, we may skip spring altogether and go straight to summer.
It's staying pretty warm. Like, honestly, the next 2 weeks, there's like one little dip down, and that's about it for the southern tier of the U.S. So it's all about the jet stream, right? Are you on the north side of it? Are you on the south side of it? And you can tell just by looking at places like Denver compared to Rapid City. I mean, 68 or 10?
Right.
Which would you pick?
I'm going for the upper 60s.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't hate the snow, though.
The snow's not bad, but that 10 plus the wind now. Remember, there's going to be some wind. That's going to make it feel so much colder out there. And those two spots are not separated by a huge distance, right? They're fairly close to each other.
They are.
Amazing what we'll find in terms of the temps. But look at the warmth that we will find record high temperatures, Jackie, upper 80s in a few locations.
See, I'm okay with warmth, but this is a little much, a little too soon. I mean, 88 degrees. We're pushing 90 degrees in places like Abilene and Lubbock, Texas. It's crazy to think this time of the year, though. We can really get a lot of back and forth, and we can get a lot of extremes.
Yeah. Now, by the time we work into tomorrow, we do see a little bit of a chill down into the central part of the nation. So there's some cooling taking place. That northern tier as well. But overall, again, most of the southern tier are going to keep it on the warm side out there. Look at El Paso today. We'll get to about 81 degrees, another spot that breaks a record.
60s and 70s. Nashville, Salt Lake City.
Alone. I'm joining you.
That wouldn't be bad.
I like it.
That wouldn't be bad at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Kansas is in the battle zone.
They are.
Right? I mean, we are nice and warm. We've been that way for a couple days, but Arctic air is going to come back in at some point soon.
We'll win out. We'll keep the comments rolling on in, and we'll continue to highlight